corporations are top-down, hierarchical structures, but it's how the kind of people that we fill those companies with. And the people come with their own set of cultures and their own way of being socialized. And so that's where you do see, I would say, more, I'm not sure if siloed is the right term. It gets at the core of what's going on, but I actually look at this more from an historical perspective, where what we're living through now is the result of an era, a generation, or a couple generations in fact, where ownership was the whole goal. Ownership was the holy grail. And I needed to own my house and my car and my boat and my, everything, and my house with a fence around it. And then you needed to own your cars and your house and everything. And the irony is, we built a society in which success, being surrounded by all your stuff was success, that meant you didn't need to know your neighbor. So this irony of like, oh, we built this thing where we siloed ourselves off and called it success. And now we're looking at this going, I don't know that having a lot of stuff necessarily means happiness or success. So we're having to relearn some of this relationship building. And so when that plays out in corporations, it's quite interesting because you do have very siloed departments where I'm going to do my thing and you're going to do your thing and so forth. And if there's a culture in which it's what's mine is mine and what's yours is yours and we don't really come in contact, then that's much harder to translate change within an organization like that. Versus, I've done a lot of work in Denmark. I've also done a lot of work in Canada, which is much more socially oriented even than the US. But somewhere like Denmark, where there's a much, much tighter, stronger social fabric in the everyday life, they still have corporate structures. And you have, marketing function is here and strategy is there. But you do find a certain kind of fluidity where people are much more comfortable and used to living alongside one another and sharing, whether it's childcare or whether it's getting a job done in the business. So you do see some of that. It's hard to generalize completely, but I get really excited because I think we are shifting into this space where relationships are coming back to the fore a bit more. So that transition may be a bit harder for US companies than other companies that haven't had quite such a focus on ownership.